Hey, my name is Hyungun Kim. Today we are going to learn how to play Leonard Skinner's Sweet Home Alabama on guitar. Let me first look at the intro of this song, which is played by two guitars. And the first one is like this. And this time I play the same thing more slowly so that you can take a closer look. Before explaining the playing technique, let's first look at the score and chord progression of the song. As you can see from the score, this song was written in D major key, and only 3 chords were used throughout the song, which are the D, C, G major chords. Now you're looking at the first 4 bars of the intro section. Obviously, the D major chord is 1st degree and the G major chord is 4th degrees. However, the C major chord does not belong to the diatonic harmony of the D major key. Theoretically speaking, this C major chord is derived from the diatonic harmony of the D minor key. This is called modal interchange, which is a way of borrowing chords from other keys to create interesting chord progression. It's not so important, so it's okay if you do not understand. What really matters is the rhythm and picking technique. Now let's start to play one chord at a time. This is the D major chord with major third excluded. Like this, it has only the root and the fifths. So in fact, you can say this chord is just D power chord. At this point, the palm mute technique is very important. When you play first 2 eighth notes, you should make sure that only the first one should be muted. I recommend you to repeat this as many times as possible until you feel comfortable. And this one is C major chord. As you can see from the notation, there are 2 16th notes and 1 8th note. Only the second note of these 3 notes should be muted. And I suppose you will notice that this voicing has the second instead of the third. This kind of voicing is called suspended 2, and you will want to practice this many times as well. And this one is G chord. The way to mute the second note in the first beat is the same as the C chord, but the way to play the second beat is slightly different from the previous 2. This time you must hit the string with the alternate stroke technique. The voicing is simple, it's just a G major triad. And repeat this one as well. The following lick is based on G major pentatonic scale. It's a good idea to play up and down the G major pentatonic scale for a while before practicing this lick. And from a technical point of view, you should pay special attention to what notes are played with hammer on and pull off technique. This is very important. Once you have figured it out, you can play each of the 2 notes repeatedly. This lick is on the last 2 beats of the bar 4. I guess this one is the most difficult part of the intro. So take a good look on the notation and make sure that you play every note with proper technique. As you can see, open G string is played with pull off, and don't forget to play the last note with bends on the G string. The rest of the intro section is simpler. Since you have already practiced the G major chord with the same pattern, I suppose you can easily play this lick. Then the next C and G chord are played with the same pattern too, so I'll skip the explanation of this. Practice each chord several times while watching my both hands and listening to the sound. This lick is the last part of the intro section. The second note should be played with hammer on, and you may want to use a tremolo arm at the end of the lick in order to lower the pitch a little. So alright, it's the first part of the intro, and I'll start doing second part video soon. I hope it helped you, so if you have any questions, please leave a comment down here and I'll respond to it. I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye!